Marqo Dane, man, you gotta say what's up to the camera, man.
Hello.
What's up, everybody? Marqo Dane, you know what I'm saying? We're here with ARi Hotep, man.
Hey, man, that man album sold 5 million. You know what I'm talking about?
Album out right now.
He ain't gonna pull it like I am, but I know I'm lying though. Hey, that John hard. You know what I'm saying? We represent him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Look, thank you for, you know what I'm saying, having me. But yeah, check out the album right now. It's everywhere on all DSPs. Marqo Dane, self-titled. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned. Yeah.
And guess what? I can't remember none of the motherfucking names of the songs. The longest yard, the loudest noise.
The loudest noise. The loudest noise. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. Y'all go check that out.
Well, please go listen to Marqo Dane. I listened to the album myself and I did enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what was that? You know, what was that process like? You know.
You know what? I say this. It wasn't intentional. You know what I'm saying? It got intentional.
He is lying. No, I'm bullshit.
It wasn't intentional, but as the process, you know, start to roll out, and with the features and collaborations and just ideas, you know, just kind of sparring, it became intentional, and it's intentional, Marqo Dane, you know. So I just had to do it because I never did an album before, and I always help others with their processes and projects. And I was like, you know what, I've been doing this for a long time. It's time for me to give the people an album. So yeah, that was the whole process. I wanted to give the people an album. Yeah.
Y'all, please go listen to the album, Marqo Dane.
Yeah, please.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It's amazing from start to finish.
Right on. I appreciate it.
You know, it's a different sound. It don't sound the same
Absolutely.
like everybody else. It's a unique sound. So
I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. But yeah, y'all go check that out. Please go check that out. Yeah, Marqo Dane.
Okay, so Marqo Dane.
Right on.
Being that this is your first album, you know, how did you feel? Were you nervous? You know, did you feel like, I don't know how people gonna react to it, being that, you know, hearing your voice back. So.
Right. So my whole process, the approach that I took once I knew I was in that stage of like, okay, this is an album. I'm working on an album now. Mm-hmm. It was more about the whole glue, everything. It was like how did everything go in sync. Capturing the proper sonics, you know, making sure the proper sonics are out with the vocals, the sounds, everything being in pocket, you know, do the transition of the song flow from start to finish, you know, like that stuff is what makes the most difference. Anywho, we're gonna be kind to the camera today, you know what I mean?
We ain't gonna be kind to motherfuckers that do shit now.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a whole nother side type stuff, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm push it where it need to be pushed, man. We're gonna be the better example. But as I was saying though, it just really took me to, you know, humble myself, and not necessarily, I don't want to use the word selfish, but that's the best example. You have to be selfish. Like, you got to, you know, go inside yourself, because if you're looking for something outside, it's not that nothing outside is right or it's the wrong way, but it's not you, you know. So what you're trying to get out of what you're doing is inside of you. So you have to dig deep within yourself, and I spent a lot of time by myself throughout this process. There was nobody around me, you know. I didn't have, you know, what a lot of people have. They got this and that. I'm the front man. It's all me. I'm the whole band. You know what I'm saying? I have to write. I have to engineer. I have to produce. You know, I have to structure the song. I have to, you know, make sure the paperwork is in line, doing the copyrights and just everything that goes along with it. So it's just about it's all about being, you know what I'm saying, being patient,
it's all good,
you know what I'm saying, with yourself, and just don't give yourself a time limit until you get to a point to where it's time for that. You know, you just focus on the sound, the music, you know, like focus on the greatness, you know what I'm saying, of what you're doing. Like, what's the purpose of that? Like, what's your intentions? What's the, you know, the concept you're trying to get out? You know, that stuff is most important, you know what I'm saying? So after it was all said and done, all those thoughts I never really thought about like a like or dislike. I just never been in that mind space. I never thought about like or dislike, because that's not something that I think about that matter to me. You know, like the stuff that matter to me is like making sure I'm just being true to what, you know, the things that I do and the things I like. You know, I want, you know, the world to know me for me, not of something I'm trying to be like or what I like. I'm being me, you know. And it, like I said, the reason why I said it wasn't intentional in the beginning, you know, and I said the album wasn't intentional, because I never thought about making an album until I started, you know, having so many songs, and I was like, man, what am I doing? You know, I had to ask myself that question, like, what am I doing? Am I just, what is this? You know, so like I said, you have to dig within yourself, you know, and, you know, ask the grand creator, you know, like, you know, help me through this process, because it ain't just all me. I didn't do this by myself. You know, I had people that, you know, cared and and trusted my process, trusted my ideas, and they was like, okay, I'm with you on that. I like that. Matter of fact, that's better than what I would have ever thought of, and I love that. Like, let's do this. And they was proud of me for reaching out to them, and I was like, wow, you know, like, they cool, let's go then. You know, so it was a lot of honest momentum that went along with that, just in simple, okay, let's do it. And then I started getting those calls from the homies like, hey man, what you doing on the album now? You know, like, what you doing? How many songs you done made? You done mix something, what you doing? So through the process, it was just a good way to see how people can work in groups and tandem, and it all just flow good together, man. And it just happened like that. And then after a while, it's just like, okay, it's time to start thinking of a date. You know, I didn't pressure myself with those things like, oh, the date got to be there first. Like, I just was really unorthodox about it. I just was making music and, you know, having fun with it. You know, and then it came one day, I was like, okay, let's put some of this out. You know, it's an album now, you know, and I need to be more intentional about it. So I found the songs that work well together. You know, I got, you know, certain parties that's within, you know, my circle of the people that I know that I entrust, you know, in the ear language, to sit down with me and be honest about, you know, no yes and anything, and just sit down and make it what it's supposed to be. And like, so what do you think? You know, and it's like, okay, where do we go and how would it be received by the people? So it's like, it's giving honest game and messages in the music. That's what it is. I mean, the whole process, if you really listen to everything, I mean, to the song title concepts, you can kind of understand what it is from the intro all the way to smoothing it out. You know, smoothing it out was just, you know, encapsulating everything as a, you know, thank you God, you know, forgive me if I, you know, stepped on any toes in this process. You know, if I hurt anybody's feelings or made someone feel a certain type of way, because that's never my intentions. You know, I just want to, you know, I want to glue it to people to have them understand, man, it's okay to be yourself, even if y'all don't get along. It ain't meant to be got along. You meant to be you and you meant to be me. The get along process is just understanding each other. And once you understand that, it's not a you don't get along. You just know that that's who that person is and accept it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Marqo Dane.
Marqo Dane, y'all, again, go listen to the album.
Check the album out.
Check the album out.
More to come. More to come.
More to come. Keep looking, you know what I'm saying, looking forward to Marqo Dane and what he bringing to the table, him and ARi Hotep. So.
Right on. Right on. Shout out to ARi Hotep for the opportunity, man. Y'all just don't know, man. Great guy, man. Great brother, you know what I'm saying, I gotta say, and just a business partner. You know, he a part of my think tank now. You know, I don't share my think tank with a lot of people, and he a part of this. So, man, we've been putting a lot of scores on the board, man. I'm looking forward to a lot of opportunities that, you know, we sharing together, you know, moving forward on this pathway.
Okay, shout out to ARi Hotep once again, Marqo Dane. This to the album. Thank you for letting me interview you.